The staple food in Zambia is maize meal. With the maize meal, we prepare food that is called jikima. And it's common knowledge, Zambia is maize-centric. People consider food to be a shima. We realized that people were not eating balanced diets that gave them correct nutrition. So based on that, we thought of coming up with the food-based dietary guidelines that will give guidance on what people should consider having eaten a proper meal over a 24-hour period. Zambia at the moment has got a strategy in place for transformation of food systems. And our main role was to convene all the players in the food value chain, so that we bring them together and we put this document together. And right now we're at the stage where I would like to start implementing so that it can show, as we say, from the field to the fork, to show that it's actually one chain. And along the way, we want people to benefit, especially the producers of food. And we want food to get to the consumers in a reasonable way, where it's still nutritious. So one of our mandates at the Commission is to conduct research and surveys. We then come up with policy guidelines that we use to advise government on what we should do. For example, we have a food survey, micronutrient food survey, that is, we are just concluding on it now. And one of the things that is coming out is that in a lot of places, there's a lot of micronutrient deficiencies, particularly vitamin A and iron. So once we do that, once we conclude on that, we are going to come up with a policy guidance to the government so that it can become policy, for example, to continue fortification of sugar. But I think we want to go beyond that, not just to advise, but also to come up with strategies of how that can be implemented. So we've got a fortification alliance with a lot of our partners. So that is one way that we are trying to address this. The other way is, our intention really is to flood the media with nutrition interventions. As we earlier said, food-based dietary guidelines and so forth, that we'd like people to follow. So we want to be on all sorts of platforms, social media, national TV, and so forth. One of our partners, in collaboration with ourselves, came up with a comic, okay, which is being used, especially in young people, young children, school going, where nutrition messages are transmitted through that, and sort of tells a story, a connected story about food from the field all the way to the table. And when we first aired that, it raised a lot of interest. And actually, you realize that a lot of children are actually interested in these things.